Nobody expected it. Not Kandi Burruss. Not the fans. Not even Riley's closest friends. But late last night, a blurry hotel clip started circulating online, and within minutes, #Riley Burruss and #Kandi Burruss were trending everywhere. The video showed Riley with someone no one knew she was dating. A secret relationship, hidden from the world, suddenly exposed. And just hours later, Kandi went live and completely broke down in tears. What followed was an emotional roller coaster of betrayal, family trust, and a teenage scandal the Burruss family never saw coming. This is the full story behind the leaked video, the emotional fallout, and how one moment shattered everything Riley had worked so hard to keep private. It started with whispers. Nothing loud. Nothing confirmed. Just vague rumors online about Riley Burruss being seen with someone not from her school, not from her usual circle, and definitely someone her mom, Kandi Burruss, would never approve of. But then, late one night, a video began making its rounds in private group chats. It was grainy, clearly taken in secret, a hotel lobby clip that showed Riley hugging a boy closely, her face turning quickly when she noticed the camera. At first, no one was sure if it was her. But within an hour, a clearer version got posted on a celebrity gossip page with the headline, "Riley Burruss caught in secret relationship." Footage leaked from Atlanta hotel. That's when things exploded. Kandi was on tour when the clip went viral. She hadn't even seen it until she started getting texts from friends and producers. Is this real? Did Riley tell you about this? Why is this being posted online like a scandal? At first, Kandi thought it was a misunderstanding. Maybe a lookalike. Maybe someone is messing with them. But then she opened the video. And the moment she recognized her daughter's jacket, that same green hoodie Riley wore to the studio last week, her stomach dropped. There was no denying it now. Riley had been keeping something from her. Something big. Something that was now all over the internet, being talked about on Reddit, blogs, and Twitter threads filled with the words, leaked, exposed, Kandi reacts, secret boyfriend, and family drama. Riley didn't come out of her room for hours. The moment she saw the leak, she shut down. Her phone buzzed nonstop, messages from classmates, fake friends pretending to check in, even strangers DMing her saying awful things. She felt trapped, embarrassed, and worst of all, terrified of what her mom would say. Because Riley knew Kandi, knew how protective she was, knew how much she hated lies, especially from the one person she'd always defended in public. Kandi had been her shield for years, protecting her from media drama, trolls, and all the messy parts of fame. And now, Riley had been the one to bring the chaos to their doorstep. By evening, #Kandi Burruss and #Riley Burruss were trending on Twitter. Comment sections were filled with things like, "I knew she was hiding something," "Kandi always trying to act like her family's perfect," "This is why teens shouldn't grow up in the spotlight." Even the blogs that usually supported Kandi were publishing headlines like, "Kandi Burruss caught off guard by leaked Riley video, Mom reacts live in emotional breakdown." The pressure was building. The world wanted a reaction. And they got one. When Kandi finally went live on Instagram. Her voice trembled the moment she spoke. "I've always tried to protect Riley from the world," she said, blinking back tears. "But I can't protect her from her own choices." The chat exploded with hearts, shocked emojis, and people saying they were praying for her. Kandi didn't bash her daughter. She didn't yell. But her eyes said everything. The heartbreak, the disappointment, the fear that maybe she didn't know her daughter as well as she thought. "When things get leaked like this," Kandi said, "they don't just expose Riley, they expose everything we tried to keep safe." Meanwhile, Riley sat in her room watching the live on mute. She couldn't even listen. Her mom was breaking in front of thousands of people. Because of her. And it wasn't just about a relationship anymore. It was about trust. About lies. About the fact that Riley had chosen to hide someone important from the one person who had always been honest with her. She stared at her phone, scrolling through the comments. Some fans were supportive. Some blamed Kandi. But the ones that cut deepest were the ones calling her fake, sneaky, and spoiled. Riley wanted to scream. To explain. To cry. But instead, she just lay there, frozen, heart pounding, feeling like her whole life had just been ripped open. Outside her door, Kandi stood silently, unsure whether to knock or walk away. Her hands shook. Her mind was spinning. This wasn't just about a leaked video. This was about the little girl she raised, the one she thought she knew inside and out. What else was Riley hiding? Who had recorded the video? And most of all, how did their relationship fall apart so quietly, so invisibly, right under her nose? And that was only the beginning. Riley didn't sleep that night. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw that hotel lobby replay in her head. The moment she smiled at him, leaned in, hugged him, and thought no one was watching. But someone had been watching. Someone close enough to capture her most private moment and send it to the world. She felt sick. Not just because the video leaked, but because she didn't know who she could trust anymore. Her boyfriend, Jordan, had promised their meetups were safe, quiet, and private. He even picked that hotel because no one would notice two kids at a conference center. Now it was everywhere. On YouTube, on TikTok, in blogs with captions like Riley Burruss caught in hotel with boyfriend, secret relationship exposed. She didn't go to school the next day. She didn't go downstairs either. She just stayed under the covers, silently watching her notifications pile up. Some of her old friends sent messages like, "I didn't know you were dating." Others sent screen recordings of gossip videos titled, "Kandi Burruss breaks down Liv after daughter's secret goes public." A few sent laughing emojis. The betrayal stung more than the exposure. Because Riley thought she had control. She thought that by keeping it private, she was protecting herself, protecting him, and protecting her mom. But now, she was the story. And everyone had an opinion. Meanwhile, Kandi didn't know how to move forward. After the live show, her team begged her to stay offline, but she couldn't. She needed answers. She needed to know the truth directly from Riley, not from blogs, not from YouTube drama channels, and definitely not from TMZ. But every time she walked up to Riley's door, her heart dropped. What would she even say? "Why didn't you tell me? Who is this boy? Why are you sneaking around?" No question felt like the right one. And truthfully, Kandi wasn't just mad. She was scared. She had raised Riley to be open, honest, and careful. But now her daughter was keeping hotel meetups and secret relationships hidden, in the same world that tore apart young girls for less. The worst part? Kandi still didn't know who filmed it. Later that afternoon, a second clip leaked, longer, clearer, with audio. This one showed Riley laughing, calling the boy babe, and saying, "I'm glad we came early before anyone noticed." That clip hit harder. It wasn't just a hug now. It was full confirmation. And with it came headlines like, "Riley's secret relationship confirmed, leaked audio reveals more than just a hug." The internet had a feast. Comment sections turned brutal. People dissected every word Riley said. They made memes. They speculated about the boy's identity. Some even accused Riley of setting the whole thing up for attention. It was too much. And by evening, the trending tab was filled with phrases like "Riley exposed," "Kandi reacts again," "Secret boyfriend leaked," and "Family drama unfolds live." Finally, Kandi couldn't take it anymore. She knocked once. Then again. "Riley," she said, her voice soft but stern. "Open the door. Please. I'm not here to yell." There was silence. Then, slowly Riley turned the knob. Her face was pale. Eyes swollen. Phone still in hand. She didn't speak, just stood there, bracing for the worst. But Kandi didn't yell. She didn't lecture. She just walked in and sat on the edge of the bed. "You broke my heart," she said quietly. "Not because of the video. Not because of the boy. But because you didn't trust me enough to tell me." Riley's voice cracked. "I didn't want you to look at me differently." "I wouldn't," Kandi said. "But now the whole world is looking at you. And they don't love you the way I do." Riley broke down. For the first time since the leak, she cried out loud. She told Kandi everything. How she met Jordan at a music event months ago, how they clicked instantly, how he wasn't like other guys, how he listened, made her feel seen. She didn't tell Kandi because she was scared the answer would be no, or worse, that Kandi would make it public. She just wanted something that was hers. Just hers. But now, it wasn't anymore. Kandi listened, heart breaking all over again. She could see Riley wasn't acting out. She was growing up. Falling in love. Making mistakes. The real pain wasn't just about the secret, it was about the world finding out before the two of them could talk as mother and daughter. Later that night, Kandi held a private family meeting. No cameras, no phones. Just her, Riley, and a few trusted people. "From now on," Kandi said, "nothing stays hidden. Not from each other. Not from the people who love you." Riley nodded. She knew she had hurt her mom. But for the first time, she also felt seen, not as Kandi Burruss's daughter, not as a trending name, but as a real girl trying to navigate first love in a brutal, spotlighted world. But while the house grew quiet, the internet wasn't done. Another leak was coming. Riley had just started to breathe again when the third clip dropped. This time, it wasn't blurry. It wasn't quiet. It was a clear hallway security recording from inside the hotel, time-stamped, dated, and unmistakable. Riley walking down the hallway. Jordan right beside her. Their hands briefly touched. Her glancing around nervously before they entered the room. Within seconds, it was trending everywhere. Kandi Burruss hotel room footage leaked. Full clip raises questions. The worst part? Kandi hadn't even seen it yet. She was still downstairs, helping Riley unplug from the storm, when her assistant rushed in holding a phone, face pale. "It's worse," she whispered. Kandi watched the clip in silence. No sound. Just movement. Her daughter disappeared into a hotel room. Her face was blank. She didn't cry. She didn't scream. She just handed the phone back and walked upstairs. She found Riley sitting in bed, scrolling through old photos of her and Jordan, laughing at the lake, smiling under fairy lights, holding hands behind concert barriers. Riley looked up and saw it in her mother's eyes. She didn't even have to ask. "You saw it?" she whispered. Kandi nodded. "It's not what it looks like," Riley added quickly, her voice shaking. "We weren't doing anything bad. We just needed somewhere quiet to talk. We couldn't go to a movie or a restaurant without someone recognizing me. And I didn't want to lie to you again. But we didn't," her voice trailed off. Kandi sat down. "I'm not mad about where you were. I'm hurt because someone followed you there. Someone filmed you. Someone wanted to destroy your privacy." Her voice tightened. "And the world is rewarding them for it." The anger wasn't at Riley now. It was during the invasion. It was at the blogs monetizing her daughter's heartbreak. It was strangers dissecting her daughter's choices like a reality TV episode. And most of all, it was at whoever leaked that footage. Because hotel security footage doesn't leak by accident. That night, Kandi made calls. Not to publicists. Not to social media managers. But to lawyers. She was done playing defense. She wanted answers. She wanted accountability. Who recorded her child? Who sold it? Who had access to that hallway camera? She didn't care if it was a hotel employee, a jealous friend, or someone trying to make quick cash. Whoever it was, they had violated Riley's safety. And that wasn't forgivable. Meanwhile, Riley's phone kept buzzing. More comments. More tags. More whispers. Screenshots of the hallway video hit TikTok like wildfire. People zoomed in, slowed it down, added captions like, "Watch how Riley checks if the coast is clear." Others made theories. Some questioned Jordan's intentions. Was he really in love with Riley? Or did he set her up? One video even claimed to have Jordan's voice on a Discord call bragging about how, "She trusted me too much. Riley couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. She deleted Instagram. Then TikTok. Then locked herself in the bathroom and cried harder than she ever had before. Because deep down, she didn't know what was true anymore. Was Jordan the one who leaked it? Or was it someone he trusted? Did she choose the wrong person? Or did she just get caught trying to love like a normal girl? The pressure became unbearable. Her name was now less of a name and more of a trending hashtag. Hashtag Kandi Burruss leak, hashtag secret relationship, hashtag Kandi breaks down, hashtag hotel drama. And while Kandi stayed strong in front of cameras and reporters, at night she cried alone. Because she wasn't just protecting her daughter's image, she was protecting her spirit. And watching Riley crumble like this was slowly breaking her too. Then came the message. A random DM. No name. No profile picture. Just a burner account. "I have more. If you want it to stop, tell her to back off." Riley read it twice. Then showed Kandi. Neither of them said a word. Because now, it wasn't just a leak. It was blackmail. The message haunted them both. It was short, cold, threatening. "I have more. If you want it to stop, tell her to back off." Back off from what? Riley read it again and again, trying to decode it. Her hands were shaking. Kandi stared at the burner account's empty profile, heart pounding. This wasn't a troll anymore. This was someone real. Someone who had more than just that clip, maybe more footage, more photos, or even private texts. And whoever it was, they wanted control. Kandi immediately called her attorney. "We're dealing with digital harassment, possible extortion, and breach of privacy. I want to trace that IP address." The lawyer agreed. But it would take time. Meanwhile, Riley was spiraling. Not because of the leak anymore, but because of the betrayal. She started looking closer at her circle. Who knew she'd been at that hotel? Only a few people. Jordan, obviously. But also his best friend Aaron, who had driven them there. And Kayla, her classmate, who had once joked about how this secret relationship would blow up the internet. That comment hit differently now. "Do you think One of them sold it? Riley whispered to Kandi that night, voice barely audible. Kandi didn't want to say yes. But she'd been in the industry too long to say no. People will sell anything, baby. A picture, a message, even your trust. And just like that, Riley's whole world felt unsafe. The next day, someone tagged Riley in a new post. It was a screenshot of texts. Private ones. Between her and Jordan. The caption read, Riley says she's scared of her mom finding out. She's not innocent. Riley froze. Those were real texts. Ones she had sent weeks ago, when she and Jordan had first started sneaking around. Ones she had typed late at night, afraid of being caught. Now they are online. Millions of views. Exposed DMs of Kandi Burruss confirms sneaky relationship was trending across YouTube Shorts and Twitter. Everyone had an opinion. Some blamed her. Others defended her. But the internet doesn't care who's right. It only cares what sells. And this? This was gold. Riley collapsed into Kandi's arms and sobbed. I trusted him, she cried. I told him everything. Why would he do this to me? Kandi held her tighter than ever. Because not everyone who smiles at you wants to protect you. The worst part? Riley still didn't want to believe Jordan would leak anything. But he hadn't spoken to her in 2 days. He didn't deny the clips. He didn't defend her in public. He didn't even reply to her frantic voice notes. He just disappeared. And the silence was louder than any leak. Then, another DM came in. Same burner account. More drops tomorrow. Unless she disappears for a while. A long while. Kandi's stomach dropped. This wasn't a drama anymore. It was stalking. It was psychological warfare. She sent everything to the FBI's cybercrime division. Screenshots. IP traces. Riley's phone logs. Even Jordan's last known location. She had been calm until now, but a threat like that? That was her breaking point. They want to ruin her, Kandi said to her lawyer. And I want to know who they are. Meanwhile, Riley was numb. She didn't cry anymore. She didn't speak. She stayed in her room, staring at her phone, trying to undo it all in her head. She replayed every text. Every moment in that hotel hallway. Every voice note. Every time Jordan had said, trust me. It all meant something different now. Her innocence had been weaponized. Her privacy was gone. And worst of all, her love had been used as bait. That night, a private investigator Kandi hired called with a lead. The footage was sold. We traced it to a Cash App transfer made by a user tied to a school email address. Kandi's heart raced. Whose? The voice on the phone paused. Kayla B., the same girl Riley told you about. She's the one who filmed it. Kandi couldn't speak. She just walked upstairs, opened Riley's door, and sat beside her daughter. What if I told you the girl you trusted, the one you laughed with in class, told your secrets to, was the same one who leaked your life for likes? Riley blinked. What? Kandi showed her the report. Riley's face was drained of color. She joked about it once. I thought she was kidding. She wasn't. And just like that, the final cut hurt more than all the footage combined. It hadn't been a stranger. It hadn't even been Jordan. It was someone she called a friend. Riley couldn't sleep. She stared at the ceiling, her mind spinning. Her hands were clenched under the blanket, trying to hold back the rage. Her best friend, her classmate, someone she trusted with everything, had sold her out. Not for protection. Not even for revenge. But for clout. The next morning, Kandi walked into her daughter's room with something in her hand. A manila envelope, one she hadn't opened yet. Inside were the rest of the findings. Phone records. Message logs. Screen-captured payments. And Kayla's full confession. She had sent the video to a gossip blogger in exchange for $2,000. She didn't expect it to go this far. She thought it would be a funny story. But when the clip went viral, when Riley's name started trending with secret hotel footage and Burruss daughter exposed, she panicked. It was too late. Riley read every word in silence. She didn't even say sorry, she whispered. No, Kandi said, voice calm but sharp. Because she's not sorry. She's only scared. The next day, Riley walked into school with her head held high. Not because she wasn't broken, but because she refused to let them see her bleed anymore. Whispers followed her down the hallway. Screenshots of her leaked DMs were still floating around, reposted by anonymous accounts and reaction channels. But she didn't flinch. Not until she saw Kayla by her locker. The girl looked frozen. Riley walked straight toward her. For a moment, the hallway went silent. And then Riley said it, just loud enough for everyone nearby to hear. You didn't just ruin a friendship. You ruined someone's trust in the whole world. Kayla looked down, shaking. She didn't say a word. I hope the money was worth it, Riley added, her voice trembling, but steady. And then she walked away. That evening, Kandi Burruss went live on Instagram. Not as a celebrity. Not as a real housewife. But as a mother. She didn't say Riley's name. She didn't confirm the rumors. She just spoke, clearly, powerfully. Privacy matters. Consent matters. What you think is just drama could ruin someone's life. My daughter is not your storyline. And the people leaking messages, clips, or screenshots, just know this. We're coming for you. The live performance went viral. Fans, parents, influencers, they all weighed in. #ProtectRiley started trending within the hour. People began turning against the accounts that had posted the footage. YouTubers who had made gossip videos suddenly started deleting them. One even apologized. Another claimed, I didn't know it was real. I thought it was staged. But it wasn't. It was real. Riley's pain was real. Her betrayal was real. And her healing, slow, messy, but brave, was real too. A week later, Jordan reached out. Not through DMs. Not in person. But with a long email. He denied leaking anything. Said he had no idea Kayla had filmed them. Claimed that once things got public, his parents pulled him offline. He wanted to explain. He wanted forgiveness. He wanted her back. But Riley didn't reply. She read his words. She cried. And then she deleted the message. Some things don't need a response. Some people don't deserve closure. Riley focused on herself after that. She started therapy. Kandi took time off to stay close. Together, they rebuilt what had been broken. Not just trust in people, but in each other. They cried. They screamed. They held hands through the darkest days. And slowly, the world moved on. The hashtags stopped trending. The accounts that leaked the footage were suspended. The gossip faded. But Riley never forgot. Because sometimes the real pain doesn't come from being exposed to the world. It comes from realizing someone you loved made you a story. By the time life settled down, over 300,000 people had watched. But the real moment came the next morning. Jordan was exposed. Someone from his own group, one of the same friends who had secretly helped him record Riley, leaked his side of the conversation. Full messages. Proof that he had planned to record her all along. That the leaks were timed. That the DMs were meant to scare her into silence. It was all there. Screenshots flooded Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. And this time, the internet didn't just react. #Justice for Riley wasn't a trend anymore. It was a warning. To every fake friend, manipulative boyfriend, and clout-chasing classmate. You can lie. You can leak. But one day, you get exposed too. And Riley? She stood tall through all of it. Because no matter how dark it got, she never let the world destroy her light.